NASA is set to launch 2 rockets into the Northern Lights. Researchers plan to measure winds, temperatures, and densities within the aurora. They plan to launch 2 rockets into the heart of the Northern Lights. The launch window for NASA's ion-neutral coupling during active aurora mission opened Wednesday, March 23rd. It runs through April 1st. Another window is open from April 3rd to 7th. The Wednesday launch was scrubbed due to bad weather. Led by Clemson University astronomer Stephen Kepler, scientists hope to send 2 rockets loaded with sensing tools into the active aurora borealis, the Northern Lights. They plan to measure the winds, temperature, and densities of the plasma within the aurora. The dancing lights of the aurora form when charged particles in space crash into the molecules in Earth's upper atmosphere. The collision boosts the energy of the electrons in these atmospheric molecules. It causes the electrons to orbit their nuclei at a higher energy state. When the buzz wears off, the electrons drop back down to the original energy state, releasing a proton or a particle of light as they do this. And these protons create the shifting curtains of green, violet, and red seen at polar latitudes. Kepler and his team are interested in the boundary between the neutral gases in the atmosphere and plasma, or charged gas that becomes increasingly prevalent in the upper atmosphere. The molecular disturbance of the aurora perturbs the boundary layer between lower atmosphere neutral gases and higher atmosphere plasma. The disturbance leads to friction and therefore heat that researchers can measure. And here we see the images. The conceptual animation shows electrons traveling down Earth's magnetic field lines, colliding into particles in the Earth's atmosphere to trigger the aurora. We all know that if we rub our hands together, we're going to get heat from the friction. This is what Kepler said in a statement. It's the same basic idea, except we're dealing with gases now instead. The first of the team's rockets will release colorful vapors as it travels into a height of about 186 miles, that's 299 kilometers. And these vapors, similar to the chemicals that make fireworks colorful, will drift in the atmosphere, allowing researchers to trace atmospheric winds. And the next rocket is designed to reach a peak height of 125 miles. That's a lot lower, that's 201 kilometers. And in order to carry instruments to measure temperature and density within the aurora. The rockets will fall back to Earth immediately after making their measurements. The results should reveal the details of how the aurora alters that boundary layer between neutral gas and plasma, Kepler said in a statement. The boundary might get higher, drop lower, or fold and change shape. All of these factors make this an interesting physics problem to examine, Kepler said. The rockets launched from the Poker Flat Research Range north of Fairbanks, Alaska. And this was originally published on Live Science by Stephanie Pappas. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.